And welcome to another video. It's been a while. Today we're in Great League and we're going to be trying out Lickitung with Azu and Altaria. Now the Lickitung is XL, about level 45 or something. It's got Lick Body Slam Power Whip, and we're going to be running it with Altaria, with Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, Dragon Pulse. And in the back, we've got Azu. We just need to cover the tanks a little bit, so unfortunately we've got to use him. Bubble, Hydro, and play rough for the mirror because we're slightly weak to Azu. Anyway, let's get into the games and see how we go. Alright, first game here, Politoed. So it's a bit of a licking match. He's then gone into Vigoroth, just stored up a move and then going into Altaria, which is a decent response to Vigoroth. Obviously he can body slam, spam and win switch here. But our other two Mon are actually pretty good against Politoed, so winning switch isn't a priority here. Getting a shield's probably better for us, depending on what they've got in the back, but I've got no issue with losing switch here, but we'll see what happens. They shouldn't be able to get to another body slam, but I've just let it go and taken shield advantage. Obviously both Mon being reasonably good against his lead didn't really matter too much. Through straight away there, probably got a couple of licks in, but that counter damage was kind of concerning, and he's let that go. But he's just brought Politoed back in, so we're back where we started, and he's a shield down, so that works really well for us. Just shielding up this first move, just didn't want to get KO'd by an Earthquake without grabbing his second shield. So that's coming through now. Then swapping out into the Azu, and it's Ninetales in the back. So I guess the versatility of this team coming through, in that both Mon can deal with both threats left here, so looking pretty comfortable, and landing the Hydro was pretty huge, so this is pretty much a GG's now. Let that Dazzling Gleam go through, although probably could have shielded there. Now at this stage I'm running Ice Beam on the Azu, but what I was finding is that the team is slightly weak to Azumarill without having that play rough, because then you're losing the mirror, you're losing Hound to Altaria, and the only thing you've got is your Lickitung, which is the lead, so you might lose that early as well. So ended up changing that move, and to be honest with you, it is good, but it then makes you weaker to Venusaur, which is everywhere as well. So it's a bit of a juggling act with this team, I have to say. Anyway, we take the win there with the Power Whip, and that was pretty comfortable. So just going into the second game here. Stunfisk lead. Look, Stunfisk lead I keep misplaying. They generally just build up to Earthquake and throw Rock Slide to start with, which is a bit of a bummer. And what I've been doing is baiting the Body Slam when it's going to KO, and they never shield, so I've been copying that one a fair bit. This is probably a good example here. I shield here. Oh, one of the times when they threw Earthquake, so ends up sort of putting the match up a little bit in our favour here. But from memory here, I think I then bait the Body Slam, so let's see if we get the shield. Body Slam coming through, obviously not effective, and I think they let this go. Yeah, so I kept doing that, and it wasn't a good tactic, because then you're wasting more energy here and losing a bit more health. So they've shielded on the second one here, and I think at this stage we're going to let it go, basically because we've got rid of the biggest threat to Altaria, and we can Dragon Breath down here, and we can just see what they've got in the back. So unless they're running Bastiodon, but that lineup wouldn't make sense leading the Stunfisk if they had a Bastiodon. So pretty safe to bring the Altaria in now. It's got a reasonably good matchup against Pelipper too, but what we're going to do is draw out what's in the back, and yeah, as suspected, it's a Venusaur, and running Ice Beam here is handy, just because you can threaten the Venusaur, and obviously he's got no shields left, so he's going to have to double up here, but we're going to let this go, and then what we can do is safely farm down, shield once, because you'll probably get to the Sludge shield here. That leaves us with enough health to survive a Hurricane, and then we can farm down here. He'll come back in, throw the Hurricane, and we should be able to throw the Sky Attack and farm down from here. So I wouldn't say it was comfortable. We've survived with a couple of HP there, but the plan was pretty sound. So another decent win there. Oh, actually we lose that one. Damn, I honestly thought we'd win that. Okay, so going to the next game here against SwimX. Alright, Galvantula. Not amazing. We can definitely get a shield here, and it gets rid of potentially his Soul Azu counter, so it allows Azu to run free in the back. So, yeah, getting the body slam through here. If they don't shield at least once, they're going to lose their Galvantula, because this won't KO here, so we'll let this go. Moves coming through, and body slam's coming through now, so we've got a shield advantage. They've got a little bit of energy, but not really a great deal. But they'll farm down. Now, we should, with Altari, we should potentially, with Dragon Breath, should be able to farm down before they can throw their move, which is really good. Unfortunately, got a stun fist there, which isn't amazing. Probably shouldn't throw the move there. Probably should just build up to the move, then go into Azu, but we'll see what happens. Now, what have they got in the back? Okay, Jellicent. So this would be pretty close. If I hadn't thrown the move, it would probably be, could probably get out and maybe snipe the Jellicent and keep the Azu alive, but I think we're going to fall just short here. Depends on if he's got Bubble Beam for the bait or whether he's just going straight nukes, but we're going to shield and pressure their second shield. They're also running Bubble as well. Generally, Hex is probably better. I think Energy Generation's slightly better on Hex. And obviously the bubbles aren't doing anything. So we're going to shield again here. Unfortunately, we need to. And we got Bubble Beamed. So that kind of sucks. But we've gone back into the Altaria here. Now, we can definitely chip away. Potentially. But unfortunately, he's sort of a little bit in control of the situation now. Because he can farm up a lot of energy without feeling like he's too threatened. Obviously, Altaria can't really do a lot. And this is what I found in a lot of matchups with this team. Although you need Altaria to cover the weaknesses of the other two, it gets hardwalled by a lot of things that are very meta-relevant. So, yeah. So he gets the Earthquake away here. We're going to have to bubble down. So that'll be a Rock Slide. But I think he's potentially got a move already on the Jellicent. And he does. So, look, if he'd stayed in, I don't think we even win CMP there. So, just well played by him. Wasn't much we could do once we got Bubble Beamed, unfortunately. Alright, going to the next game here. Melmetal lead. Pretty terrible for us. Obviously, Superpower will do a lot of damage. And so we're just getting some energy and getting out. But obviously, Azu isn't an ideal counter for Melmetal either, so he'll throw a Rock Slide here, perhaps thinking he could bait a shield with Thunder, but not many people run Thunder on their Melmetal Thunderbolt. So yeah, and then he goes into his Altaria, which is super weird. Unfortunately, I've switched out the Ice Beam at this stage, and Murphy's Law dictates that if you switch out a move, you're going to need it in the next matches, and I tell you what, I did. So, and I didn't come across too many Azu mirrors after that, after losing a couple of to the Azu mirror. Alright, so just building up to another move here. I think we'll shield here, and we definitely need to get out of this matchup if we can. So we've built up to a move, go back into the Licky, and we'll just throw some body slams here. He's gone back into the Melmetal. He's switch locked himself here, so I don't think he's going to throw the Superpower straight away, so we won't shield. The next one will probably be the Superpower because he's getting low, so we'll throw this body slam here. The other strategy too might be to actually not throw the body slam until the first Superpower comes through. So it's coming through now. What probably would have been better would be to shield, now throw the body slam. If I'd done that, it would have KO'd, but instead we're going to cop two Superpowers back to back, but this one won't KO. Obviously the second one does less damage, but we should be able to lick down now. Alright, and the Altaria comes back in. We're going to snipe it with the Play Rough here just to get it low. And that leaves our Altaria in a good position as long as they're not running anything like Bastiodon in the back. they're forced to dump their energy, which is good as well. We've also still got Licky for the sack there as well. So we'll just have to see what's in the back. And again, it's a Pelipper. So this is one of those matchups that's really terrific, as we've seen. They've got to throw the Hurricane, and the Weather Ball water is resisted. So, and we survive a Hurricane. So this is definitely GG's to us. And we've got the Licky in the back to finish up if things didn't go well. So GG's there. Melmetal lead is super tough. I don't really know how we got out of that one. He probably slightly misplayed it. But anyway, Marowak, finally, something decent in the lead. We don't need to do anything here. They go into Vigoroth. So this team composition with the Vigoroth Safe swap generally works pretty well for us. So obviously we've got 2 counters in the back for the Marowak. So again here, forcing shield, and losing switch but taking shield advantage is probably better for us here, depending on what they've got. But I think we saw that it's like Ninetales. I think is Charm Ninetales maybe, or something like that is the other mon for this team comp. So we definitely counter this team comp just by swapping out like that. Now I brought Lickitung in here thinking that actually, obviously it's resisted, but I thought it would do a bit more than that. So we've copped another Body Slam. Probably should have just gone into Azu and just got some energy on the Azu, but I didn't want to reveal my full lineup because I didn't want them sort of knowing what I had there. Anyway, we've got some energy. We can spam some Body Slams here. And now that we know that it is that Ninetales lineup, Azu should be pretty comfortable here. So just spamming the Body Slams, and then we'll jump out and we'll get into the Azu. And he's still charming away, but obviously it's not doing enough damage. The Play Rough will come through here. We're still really healthy. If he shields here, we're in a reasonable position, and he doesn't shield, and then I think he realises it's over. So GG's there. All right. So as far as the team goes, look, to be honest with you, a lot of hard counters. It doesn't do well against Stunfisk in the lead. If it's a double steel lineup, you lose. Licky, you're sort of relying on Licky up front to perhaps win switch for you, and then in the back you've got 2 hard counters to either sorts of things. So like obviously if you win lead and it's grass, you go into Altaria. If it's a tank in the back and you win lead, you go into Azu. So it doesn't perform that well against ABB lineups, and also it does struggle against Venusaur in general. Would I recommend this team? Look, it was fun to use, and I used it for about 5 sets and dropped about probably 80 points. So that's not a testament to it. I have seen people using it, and perhaps a lot of people would use it better than me because I probably didn't use it for long enough, but I did give it a good go. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one.